Under the vast African sky, a majestic lion rests under the shade of a sprawling acacia, a king in repose. The savanna basks in the sun's intense heat, its golden grasses stretching to the horizon. Sounds of buzzing insects and distant birds weave through the air, creating a symphony of the wild. The lion sleeps, undisturbed, a symbol of power and peace in his sun-drenched domain. Across the endless savanna, a tiny mouse scurries, her mission to gather seeds. Innocence meets might as she unwittingly bumps into a sleeping lion. The giant awakens, his eyes blazing with irritation at the disturbance. A thunderous roar shatters the peace, the lion's anger shaking the very ground. The frightened mouse cowers, dwarfed by the towering figure of the king. On the savanna, a lion's shadow looms, eclipsing the sun for a tiny mouse. The lion's massive paw descends, trapping the mouse on the ground. Dust swirls as the lion's breath makes the mouse's whiskers tremble. The mouse's voice, small but desperate, rises. "Please, great lion, spare me." A plea for mercy hangs in the dry air, a promise of future gratitude. "Perhaps one day I can repay your kindness," the mouse says, her eyes wide with hope. On the savanna, the lion's booming laugh shakes his mane as he towers over the tiny mouse. The lion regards the mouse with curiosity. "How could someone as small as you ever help me?" Something in her earnest plea touches him. He lifts his massive paw, freeing her. "Begone, little one," he says, a hint of amusement in his tone. Under the savanna's relentless sun, days melt into an endless expanse of golden grass. A solitary lion dominates the horizon, a majestic silhouette against the shimmering heat. Muscles ripple beneath his tawny coat as he roams, a hunter driven by primal instinct. With focused intensity, he embodies the essence of strength and confidence. His senses are solely attuned to the hunt, a predator in his element. Unaware of the lurking danger, his powerful stride echoes across the savanna. Golden savanna grass sways as a majestic lion strides, unaware of the hunter's trap. The lion steps into a camouflaged net, triggering its deadly spring. Ensnared, he roars in fury, his powerful sound echoing across the savanna. He thrashes, his immense strength failing against the constricting mesh. The mighty king is trapped, his power rendered useless against the hunter's cunning. The lion struggles, panic rising as his strength wanes under the relentless sun. A desperate roar tears from his throat, a plea lost in the vast expanse of the savanna. The sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in fiery hues as shadows lengthen. Darkness creeps across the land, mirroring the lion's fading hope. Twilight paints long shadows on the savanna as a tiny mouse forages, unaware of the drama about to unfold. Distant, distressed roars shatter the peace, echoing the lion's pain across the vast expanse. A memory of kindness sparks courage, urging the small creature towards the source of the commotion. Driven by compassion, the mouse embarks on a daring quest, a tiny hero against the fading light. Under the moon's gaze, shadows stretch across the savanna as a tiny mouse scurries through the whispering grass. Her whiskers twitch. She discovers a massive lion ensnared in a hunter's cruel net. The lion's eyes reflect a desperate plea, a primal fear gripping the king of beasts. Undaunted, the mouse begins to gnaw at the thick ropes, her tiny teeth a spark of hope against the vast darkness. Under the vast savanna sky, a tiny mouse labors relentlessly through the night. Her tiny teeth ache as she chews, each gnaw a testament to her unwavering resolve. Slowly, painstakingly, She weakens the ropes that bind the mighty lion. The lion watches her, his eyes wide, with a mixture of disbelief and burgeoning hope. A glimmer of light rekindles within him, a spark ignited by the mouse's selfless act. The savannah holds its breath, the fate of the king hanging on the thread of a tiny mouse's courage. Dawn breaks, painting the savannah in gold as a tiny mouse gnaws at a rope. The net falls away, and the lion is free. He stretches his stiff limbs, his muscles rippling beneath his golden fur. The lion lowers his massive head, his amber eyes softening. He looks at the tiny mouse, gratitude shining in his eyes. Golden sunlight drenches the vast savannah, highlighting the tense meeting between the lion and the smaller creature. The lion's massive form looms, his gaze fixed on the smaller creature before him. A silent acknowledgement passes between them, a bond forged in a moment of desperate courage. The lion's voice, soft yet powerful, breaks the silence. "You saved me, little one," he admits. Emotion deepens his tone as he continues. "I never thought you could do it." A poignant moment of gratitude hangs in the air, challenging the established order of the savannah. Golden sunlight washes over the endless savannah, painting the tall grasses in hues of amber and gold. A gentle breeze whispers through the savannah, setting the stage for an unlikely encounter. A tiny mouse stands, a speck against the vast landscape, its whiskers twitching with courage. Before the mouse, a mighty lion, its mane a sunburst of power, observes with regal patience. An unspoken respect passes between the unlikely pair, a silent acknowledgement of their intertwined fates. "You showed me kindness when you could have easily destroyed me," the mouse declares. Under the vast savannah sky, a majestic lion gently nudges a tiny mouse with his massive nose, a tender giant. The mouse trembles, gazing up at the lion, an unlikely alliance forming under the African sun. The lion's voice rumbles like distant thunder, yet his words are soft with promise. "We are now friends," he declares, "and I will always protect you," his powerful form radiating reassurance. The sun-drenched savannah unfolds, a sea of gold under the vast African sky. A majestic lion strides confidently, his powerful form radiating dominance. Beside him, a tiny mouse scurries, an unlikely companion in this wild landscape. Zebras, giraffes, and wildebeest halt, their eyes wide with disbelief at the pair. An unusual friendship defies the odds, a beacon of hope in the animal kingdom. The savannah blazes as the sun dips, casting the sky in vivid hues of orange, red, and gold. A majestic lion, mane ablaze with the last light, sits in serene stillness. Beside him, a tiny mouse, an unlikely companion in the vast wilderness. Perched atop a grassy knoll, they are silhouetted against the fiery canvas. The air is still quiet but for the crickets, emphasizing their unique bond.